Hey everyone, welcome back to Roll for Adventure. We're on session 34 now, still exploring the Feywild. Interesting things happening here, getting closer and closer to our destination. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe, check out the other videos that have been coming out. We've got a few of those speed arts up now coming out alongside the episodes, which is really cool to see everyone getting involved and participating in those. Let's get into it and see what happens. Having made your way across this fairy realm, seeing interesting denizens and interesting locales, through a twist of good luck, found yourself a few days ahead on the Ember Path. Found yourselves a small pocket among the trees that allowed you to move quicker than you otherwise would have been able to, dodging by these large, dangerous creatures, and re-entering the woods as an interesting individual crossed your paths. As Lily was swept from her feet and hoisted into the trees, a tracker, a hunter, an assassin, a small rat folk who identified himself as part of a guild or a group of hunters, bounty hunters, that had been on your trail for some time. In an attempt to make an escape, you were able to track him through his magical darkness and put an end to him here in the Fey realm. Conversations were had in the wake of that moment, some interesting things revealed. But as we pushed forward, you began to hear music. And even though the tensions were high, you stumbled upon a clearing, filled with Eladrin, these season-inspired elves who were hosting a great feast. For the 50 or so individuals that were here, there was enough food to feed 300. And yet, in that mealtime, sat around the central cooking place. All of it was devoured. The forest picked of its root vegetables, its grain. Large beasts roasted over open spits. It was a joyous occasion. A little information was given. You found some potential ways out of Faerie once you had completed your task. But for now, sat down for a night's rest under the watchful eye of the guards here. These jovial autumn spirits. As you all sit down for that rest. Is there anything you do?
Is that dagger attunement?
You have the card. I don't believe so.
So I thought I had it, but I could not find
Yeah,
it.
didn't I get something as well?
Yes, I have not given you a card yet. I will write it up, but it is essentially on a hit, creature will have to make a con save. If they fail, they will take 1d8 damage at the start of each of their turns.
Oh.
And they can remake the con save at the end of their round. Otherwise, it lasts a minute.
Can I put it in here? Is it here? Does success give half damage or no damage?
No damage. It cancels the bleeding effect.
It's the bleeding.
Yeah.
And that's just regular, like, piercing or slashing damage.
Slashing, yeah. Just a mundane weapon.
And what's the con save?
It'll be a DC 14.
And this is a hand axe, if I remember correctly.
Serrated hand axe.
Serrated, even.
If I remember correctly, I put it in your book.
What are we missing?
The card.
Yeah.
Because I flipped through the pages and see if we find anything.
But no, it is not attunement. It'll be somewhere.
As mine attunement?
No.
Or could it be him mistaking the
Because I know the
black
book went in
book for
first.
another black book?
Oh, there's a card.
It was
She
mine.
stole it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It was in my pocket all along.
A real rogue is among us.
So I'll ask again, is anyone doing anything as you settle down for sleep?
I would like to engage in conversation with probably just one of the ones that we were chatting with earlier. If I remember correctly, at dinner you said that we could either go around or go over, or there were tunnels.
There are tunnels through the mountains if you'd prefer.
Right.
Both are risky.
So tunnels is risky, over the top is risky.
Over the top, it is less likely that you will run into denizens, though it is still not impossible. It is just a much more harrowing journey. It will take you longer, be more dangerous. Through the tunnels will likely be quicker if you can find your way, but the chance of running into denizens of the mountains is higher.
And going around would take us a long time.
There is no way around.
No way around, even.
Unless you cross the river some day's journey back.
What type of denizens occupy this location?
Ooh, that's a question. All sorts of creatures, from what I hear from the stories. The mountains themselves are home to an underground, some kind of steam, hot pools, things like that. There are denizens of flame that seek the heat, but there are also general underground creatures.
Well, if it comes down to heat creatures, I have the capability of making my blade do cold damage.
I am more concerned about the fact that it is probably going to be easy to get lost, seeing as we don't know our way around inside. Would one of those oars be able to take us through on a...
They would not fit through the tunnels.
It would not fit.
They might make your journey over the top easier, but not by much.
Okay.
I would assume we would attempt to climb.
Climb?
If somehow one of the creatures there were able to help us, but I doubt that they could.
Looking at our party right now, what would you suppose is the best direction?
You all seem to be in a rush. I would highly recommend the tunnels. But if you are low on fortitude, perhaps it is not the best call. Way I see it, tunnels could take you 2, maybe 3 days. Over the top could take you 5 or 6.
Oof.
This is such a hard choice. I'd rather go over top for the safety because I'm not feeling too good after all these nightmares, but the longer...
It'd take us almost a week.
Yeah, and those amount of dreams could easily knock us down. I'm at least maybe 2 to 3 bad dreams away from an unfortunate end. So I honestly don't even think I have that much time.
I think we need to go through the tunnels. That is my vote. And at the very least, we find something in there, we can fight it off. I think we can do that better than traversing an unfamiliar terrain over the top of some mountains.
Yeah.
What is the best way to get through? Is there like telltale signs of the right way?
I mean, there is a path leading to one of the main tunnels. Chances are there will be some sort of a lookout there. There often is, but if you go through the main entrance, it will at least get you part of the way before splitting off into too many confusing different directions. If you can make friends with some of the denizens within, it might make your journey easier, but who knows what you'll run into.
Not too bad when it comes to guessing directions. If we're lucky, maybe if we see something leaving or trying to escape, I could activate my tracking site on it, and we could maybe follow it.
Well, as long as it doesn't decide it wants to go deeper into the mountains and rather wants to get out.
But these are all questions we're not going to know till we get close.
No, but I'd rather have a bit of an idea of what we're potentially getting into.
Well, I'm going to prepare some of my weapons. This new dagger, I'll try sharpen it up.
Well, I am tired. I think I will get to bed as well, and the hand axe will do nicely.
And we have lookouts for us tonight.
Yeah.
We have guards on watch.
All right then. Random question: do any of you or your fellow friends have the capability of stopping nightmares? Perhaps. We're under siege by a hag. Not the one.
A hag.
Not the one that lives here.
But they do go by the one, technically.
I am the one.
Put the shovel down.
Give me a persuasion check.
14.
14. One of the others kind of comes over. We have minor magics. We could try and aid your sleep, but no guarantees that it will work.
No, that's better than anything.
Is that something available to all of us?
Of course. We all have the capability.
Then I
Sounds
think
good.
we would all very much appreciate that.
There's no guarantee anyway against a powerful foe, so we'll take any help we can.
All right. As you all settle down for sleep, you're provided one of these small tents here. Each of you provided a slightly nicer sleeping arrangement than the bedrolls that you carry with you.
Oh no.
There are what you can best tell feels like sheep's wool, like flocked, almost like duvets here, but you're not quite sure what kind of creature they would have come from in the Fae here. You all settle down for a night's rest here in the Harvest Hearth clearing. As you do, again, this is one of those areas that actually seemingly has a day-night cycle and shifts to that darkness of night. A subtle wind kind of picks up during your rest, a little bit of a chill in the air. Can I get a group survival check, actually?
Group survival. Yikes.
Is this like while we're asleep or as we're gonna sleep?
This is just like as you're settling down.
14.
9.
Survival. 17.
And 14?
Mm.
Okay. You'll kind of settle down. You feel that cold chill. It's not just cold, it's icy. And the two of you are kind of keeping a keen look. Can tell that that is a breeze that is washing over the mountains, carrying the icy wind from the other side. And if it's this cold on this side of the hills, it's going to be hell walking through there. Trying to make your way through the tundra.
Making a note. Gets nice coats from the elves.
So you'll settle down and eventually drift off to sleep in this safer than usual environment. Yorna, as you drift into that rest, that chill seems to intensify. You yourself are not here, but you are watching on. As you can see, a barren, icy field that spans from horizon to horizon. This bleach white snow and an invisible sky for the blizzard that is pushing past a figure walking through this field. Footsteps left behind them for maybe 30 meters before that blizzard fills them back in with snow. An impossibly cold chill. And that image shifts and changes. You now stand at the base of some sort of rocky outcropping. It almost comes around in like a crescent moon shape around this small structure in the middle. What looks like it was once the stump of a great tree, cut maybe 100 or so feet from the ground. You see this figure pushing through the blizzard, up to the front entrance of what you can now tell is a small abode. Changes again. This is an interesting place. A hall of trophies. A collection, but you can't make out what's on display. Until eventually you are watching in that room with that figure that you had seen passing through the snow. Give me a perception check.
Natural 20 for a total of 26. I
Very
see
nice.
all.
As you are looking there, this being that you've watched trudging through this icy field, now standing and looking up in a chamber. With a natural 20, your view of this space shifts. You see and feel the presence of a being, the same spectrum as Mother. This broad-shouldered, 10-foot tall, twisted-looking, vaguely feminine being. One thin arm clutched around a staff, the other this monstrous claw that rests at her side. This individual standing before her. You recognize in this moment, this is your father, standing here before this hag, this dark, twisted being.
Oh.
You hear his voice. A little younger. Please. I will do anything. They want me as elder. Sildan's dying wish. I could never be what they need me to be. Grant me the strength I will not find on my own. A few moments worth of time pass here in this chamber. Conversation deliberation. Till eventually you hear this twisted voice. The grove shall name an elder true, a guardian wise with power anew. Yet woven tight the threads must fall. A child, born with an elder's call, will hold no gift. No, none at all. This twisted grin creeps from ear to ear like it is splitting the bottom of this creature's face. These sunken black eyes pushing into her skull. Whomever that may be, it will belong to me. Anything. Time passes, that blizzard pushes by. Your father is in a homestead, smaller, not the one that you know. Just big enough for him and your mother, who looks to be maybe 5 or 6 months pregnant. There is no pained expression on your father's face. No concern that it might be you. For it was not strictly stated. And yet another voice in the back of your mind. He wouldn't have cared even if he knew it was going to be you. Anything for power. And what will you do to get it back? And that image just lingers for a time. You say anything in that moment?
No.
You watch for what feels like it could be seconds or hours or days. A joyful, soon-to-be family. Unknowing who would be affected by that deal. As that nightmare fades, and you just awaken almost paralyzed. There is no cold sweat, there is no jutting out. You just feel cold. Can I get a Constitution saving throw?
Ooh.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, all right. You do not take a level of exhaustion. Can you please roll a d10 for me?
3.
Your maximum hit points are reduced by 3.
69!
Nice.
I feel better than what I was before.
Yeah, for real.
As you kind of come to feeling cold, you can see at that point that Lily has already come out of meditation and is kind of on the verge of waking up. You do all complete a long rest.
Yeah.
If anyone has a level of exhaustion, you'll be able to sleep that off.
In
Well, it's been a hot minute since I've slept in a cold like this before. You guys okay? Not too freezing?
No. Well, quite frankly, I feel a little cold.
You look over at Yorna. Her lips are blue. Her face is starting to go purple in the cheeks, like she has been encased in ice for the last few hours.
You don't look good at all. You look like you were frozen. Does it look unnatural compared to what she should have been in this weather?
A survival check.
diagnose me, doctor.
Perform diagnosis.
21.
21. It looks like she has been in the freezing cold for hours, and definitely would not have happened just from sleeping in the same environment you are.
Whatever happened to you is not natural. We would all look the same.
Did something happen?
I think I had a nightmare. But it felt different.
In what way?
The like voice was still that of the
one?
the one that like
Mother?
The voice at the end of that was Mother coming through to say her piece.
It definitely was, you know, the one we're trying to kill. But I don't know, she twisted it in a way where it felt like it was both of them tormenting me, like it was the blue one as well. I just saw what seemed to be like the deal that sealed my powers. But I don't know whether to believe it or not, or whether to just... I'm trying to stay calm about it and just ask questions where questions need to be asked rather than just take it for face value, but at the same time, I can't doubt that it made me feel like it's something that probably happened.
Was the dream taking place here or on the mortal plane?
There was a large tree amongst white snow. It seemed like where we are actually headed. It felt like it was where we were headed.
I don't know if it's possible. I don't know what the magic's like. However, but the mother hag, I don't know if that's information she would have.
Do you think the hags are working together?
No, but it is probably maybe from a time where they were still one, where they were still part of the coven.
Also could be because we're getting close to the other
I think
hag.
proximity, yeah.
And it's connecting them maybe. Maybe this is the closest they've been for a while.
My father felt like he couldn't fulfill his role as an elder and seeked out help from a being who could grant it in exchange for a child's power, that it would be hers. Not knowing who it would affect, he just knew that it would be a child of his.
So it wasn't
It wasn't
willingly giving you up in a sense, at least.
No, but at the same time, I'm not happy that, and this is considering that the like, let's say hypothetically, this is exactly how it panned out. There might be twists to it, but let's say this is exactly how it panned out. I am disappointed. I'm disappointed that my father would feel like he needed to give something up to a higher being in order to fulfill, like it's not his own strength.
Do you think he would? That's what really matters. Not these visions.
I just know that he was under a lot of pressure when his mentor passed, our previous elder before him. He meant a lot to the village and a lot to my father, so maybe all of it got to him and, caused him to make decisions that he probably wouldn't normally have done. But then in the vision, it felt like he didn't regret it at all. Like it played out fine. No one was hurt, no one died, but...
Did he push for you to join the Legion? Or was he against it?
Well, when we all kind of came to the realization that I probably wasn't gifted with my powers, I personally wanted to make myself useful, and my father did also urge that I do something, because he's been strict, and I think from the family that I come from, he expected a lot from all of us, considering, that he is one of the elders. It was kind of, it felt right to live up to something rather than just,
Is being an elder something that passes down between generations through a family, or is that just something that gets...
It's the most cases it is just, the species that live on long, they have collected, accumulated knowledge and experiences that no one else has felt before. And so it usually passes on to other knowledgeable people of our, settlement. But my father's mentor, and he lived a long, long, happy life, but his wish was to see my father in that position. He felt that my father was worthy of that, despite not having the same experiences as the others.
How old is your father currently?
Can I check? I don't know.
58.
Sure.
58.
Does he look 58 when I met him?
Like, he looks good for 58, but he definitely could be.
Okay. Interesting. I guess...
And that's the thing, I think that from what I have seen and from what the other elders are still a little bit like, about it, but even now, I think he's really made his mentor proud, but I would hate for the reason for his success to be the fact that he made a deal with an entity like that. It twists things in your heart, and it's just not nice.
I would say keep those dreams that you saw, or like the visions that you saw, just like paused until you actually talk face to face with your father.
I agree.
You
I'm
could always-
trying to stay as detached from it as possible, but
Could always ask the hag that we're going to see.
I plan on doing so, and no one's going to stop me there.
If I can give some advice for not forgetting about what you were saying, but how to live with it for a bit.
Process it.
Yeah. We all look up to our parents in a way or another. Mothers, fathers. Some of us wish we could be like them or better. Just hold on to that image of your father instead. Because these are just rumors right now, and it's better to hold on to what you remember them being as. Because even if someone turns out not to be what you inspired to be, you can still inspire to be what you thought they were. Who they really are doesn't have to change that. So if he does inspire you, or you see him as this, this elder, someone to look up to and respect, you can still picture him as that person. Everyone deserves the benefit of the doubt. Because can't go blaming everyone without proof.
I appreciate those words, I really do. For someone who seems to live in solitary, you have some good words of advice.
Yeah, I think it's because I get to think a lot on my own.
That's fair. Valid.
I have all this advice to give other people, I just don't take it myself.
Well, you should.
So that's what I keep telling myself.
Alright, well, thank you. And does my face feel cold?
Feels cold to the touch. It seems to be returning to normal slowly.
Yeah, I don't have anything to warm you up, sorry. There might be a fire.
I'm starting to feel alright.
Is there a fire outside, like a fire pit?
Give me a perception check.
Someone keeping warm?
Probably someone's hair. Someone's hair giving the illusion.
23.
23. You look around, and of the 50 individuals that were here last night, you see maybe 3.
Oh boy.
The rest of the clearing seems to be entirely empty.
Where'd they go?
But you can see that there currently don't seem to be any fires alight.
If I go, do I see cold if I breathe?
No, it's not that cold.
Okay. Where'd everyone go? Everyone just get off to do their thing.
One of the guys at the few tent servers. What?
Everyone's gone.
Hey,
Is that just what happens?
someone needs to harvest for the feast again tonight.
Ah.
They're all hunting.
Do you have a big, grandiose feast like that every night?
Of course.
How does the wildlife keep up with you?
The forest provides.
What did you do with the fur of the beast?
Oh, yes.
Excuse me?
The fur? What it has on it?
The
like
hide?
before you the hide?
We use it for your sleeping arrangements and other things.
Seeing as we are heading somewhere very, very cold, did you have maybe some coats or something warmer to wrap ourselves up into as we travel?
Coats?
Just warm furs maybe that we could wear over ourselves to keep us warm during the cold areas.
It kind of points to the big mattress-like assemblies behind you. We tend not to get too fancy with things.
Can
It's
I
like a blanket.
can I cut up this stuff?
Well, do you have
You are
the-
more than welcome to take them with you.
Do we want to fashion
Yeah, can I
cloaks?
cut up if I flatten it out
Yeah.
like a blanket, like I cut it into like a blanket, can I make like ponchos?
Yeah. Do you want to spend some time now doing that, or over some rests for the next wee while?
Yeah, how far away are we from the mountain?
From the mountains themselves, maybe a half day's travel, but there's still, it won't be icy cold until you get into the tundra on the other side.
I'll take my time but make them really nice.
Okay.
Would you consider the furs or whatever they made those mattresses with to be leather based? Because I have leather workers tools that I'm proficient in.
That would help.
That would help. Okay, cool.
Alright.
I have a bit of experience working with this kind of material, just a little bit, that I can probably help you out.
Alright, we can make some
Ponchos.
maybe not ponchos, like
No,
the
I
ones that
like the
clip to
poncho
front.
idea. No, too bad. I'm making a poncho.
I can't wear because I got my potions. It would be under it.
Okay.
So I need one that I can just clip that keeps.
You can have a clip.
Yeah.
I will have a poncho. What do you want?
A cape.
So, something like what Strider wants?
Well, I only
like-
want it to cover my shoulders and the front.
That's not going to do anything. You want to bundle
Like
up.
a cape with a hoodie.
A cape with a hoodie. Do
No,
you want
really.
a neck thing to
Can I those ranger hoods where it's just the shoulders and it's got a hood?
Yeah.
Because as long as it goes to here, it keeps the heart warm and the head warm, then I'm good.
Alrighty.
Arms and legs about to fall off.
If you die of hypothermia, we know what to blame.
Just I'll go last, and with the leftover pieces, I'll just stuff some in different areas.
Yeah, you'll be good. Oh, you need to get those.
Yeah, I'll put some in my boots.
Leg
that come out
warmers.
the end. Like for on the boots. So I got gauntlets. Yeah, I'll put them in my arm gauntlet things on the end.
All right. You all stuff as much of this fleece into your clothing and packs as
Probably
possible.
look crazy.
Is there anything else that you're doing as you begin to leave the clearing here?
Do these people, these autumn elves, look like they keep material goods? Are they kind of whimsy, we'll have dinner? Do they have stuff?
I mean, from what you'd seen here last night, these tents are used for two things: cooking and sleeping.
Okay.
They don't seem to have any space for non-essentials.
So no trinkets.
Not readily available.
All right. I won't push it. I'll just leave it.
As we're leaving, I do want to talk to the sprites.
Hmm.
Do you guys get cold? Do you need?
We'll be, as we mentioned, taking you as far as the mountains.
Oh, I see.
We won't be much help past there.
No worries then. Guess while we're traveling, we could think about ways to keep ourselves warm later as well if need be. There's the hot springs apparently in there, so if we clear it out, maybe it'll be good to rest in there for a bit, rejuvenate. Start heading towards the mountains.
All right. as you go to leave, that Eladrin that had initially welcomed you into the clearing, that female there kind of is one of the three that is left here at camp and kind of makes her way over to you. You are on your way already?
Yes, kind of on a ticking time bomb.
So you don't wish to stay another night?
We would love to. It was very nice, but we sadly have to make our leave quickly.
Perhaps on your journey home then.
Yes, that'd be a good way to recover.
Everyone loved having some new faces.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the wine.
Very much so. In return,
Mm.
he reaches into a small pouch. Might help you through the mountains, but potentially not very far beyond. And hands you a small vial, a potion of fire resistance.
Oh. Okay, there's one potion that just has like water in it.
Yeah.
Put it in.
Mhm.
Thank you. That'll definitely be handy against the flame things we heard about.
I wish you your best on your travels. Stay safe. You have a daring task ahead.
Thank you.
We'll try to stop by on our way back. Let you know that we lived.
Of course. May the dawn light be with you.
May the dawn light.
Kind of drifts back to what she was doing.
Do you guys believe in, like, I know they're real, like gods, but do you like put faith in them?
Into the gods?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never given it much thought.
Fair.
I'm not a non-believer, but I'm also not a believer.
Yeah.
You know, like I
Yeah,
take the facts
yeah.
and I just, you know.
We know they're real. It's just they put faith in them. Do you?
No. Or I think that even people free will is pretty powerful.
Yeah. I don't really put much faith in them. I always feel like people always talk about destiny as well as gods kind of in the same conversation, like faith. I don't like believing that they have such power over things. Because then it makes our accomplishments and the things we do lesser.
I mean, I
maybe?
don't mind as much. It kind of does mean you're always, I guess, being watched over. I don't know, there's some comfort to that. At least to me, anyway.
Yeah.
Just what people believe. If they have maybe less fortunate situations, then and they try to look up to something of higher being in hopes of something good happening, then it's alright, isn't it?
Yeah. It's if people gain stuff from believing in them and putting their trust in them, then all for it.
I can't imagine you as a cleric.
No, probably far from it. Far from it. I
A
just
purified strider.
Purified.
well, okay, that's a bit rude. Saying I'm underpure? Saying I'm a dirty strider?
I think you have developed as a person very nicely.
As in
Thank you.
your aesthetic is pretty
The
dark.
surface level.
Yeah, well, when you work alone most of the time, you kind of have to wear black to stay in the shadows. I don't really need that anymore, but we're kind of been on a ticking time machine, so I haven't gone shopping yet, sorry.
I don't know, just imagining you in white robes and all that stuff. 'Cause
I could look really good now because of my white part of my hair, though.
Ooh.
I would look like a pretty
but
good
with
cleric.
your dragon eyes,
Oh, sure.
sure the hair about your eyes.
Yeah, it does not help that it's the opposite color of the silver dragon eye. What color are silver dragon eyes? What color are silver
Are
dragon
they,
eyes? Silver? See-through?
Blue.
Depends on the silver dragon.
So
Do I know what the one that created the city was
Blue.
depicted on? Blue.
Haha.
could always put contact lenses in. Do we have that? I don't know if we have that.
We have magic.
I actually. Yeah, isn't there a spell for that? I actually like my eyes being green.
disguise self, but you just use it for your eyes.
In Thaumaturge, you do the job.
Oh man.
Yeah, my eyes, before they became all dragony, were green. So it's kind of nice to see that color when I see my reflection.
Right. Should we start packing up and heading off?
Yep.
Right.
All right.
Let's go.
Onwards.
Start packing everything up, make your way off. As soon as you leave that clearing and push back through the tree line, every couple hundred feet you spot one of these eladrin pushing through the forest, foraging. And it's crazy. On your arrival here yesterday, the forest looked picked bare. But as soon as you've set foot in here this morning, there are mushrooms galore. You can see root vegetables growing tall from the ground. You can see dozens of animals roaming around as you hear arrows being fired.
Are there any balls?
Give me a survival check.
I will, inside of this day,
Mm-hmm.
for this, I will drink my mutagen,
Yeah.
which is the percepted one, which gives me wisdom advantage on wisdom checks. 18.
18. Take some time to look around. You can see like the signs of a few beasts that have already been felled for the night's feast, but looking around you kind of catch a trail, and it's weird because at first you think maybe it's two creatures, and you realize these things had 6 legs and seem to be kind of tracking a single creature a little further away from the clearing, maybe out of harm's way.
If we wanted, if I captured one, would it help us get there faster if I read it?
Yeah, probably.
You guys want me to try to track this beast?
What are you
Boar?
tracking?
There's a boar around here. Found some footprints. I could probably try to capture it for us to ride.
True, we still have to get there,
Yeah.
so it might shave off a little bit of time. Alright. Are those animal handling skills up, people? Who is the best for that? Lily,
I'm
can you magic your
what
way
is
through
my
it?
Animal handling. 2.
2? Well, I mean, I have
I mean,
3, but
I have a horse.
Cool.
nice.
I'm really good at handling creatures. I have a 4.
Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering if Lily had magical spells
I mean,
for that.
what do I
Not
got?
really.
I've got 1 apple left.
That might do it.
Ain't that poisonous?
No, that's the apple you got.
Okay. Real
There was a
blanche.
poisonous apple.
Yeah.
But I don't know that.
Oh,
Wait.
I just said don't eat it. Yeah. That fact.
Wait, that's
It was
good.
only for the hag.
Wait, so the rat didn't eat the
No,
poisonous
no.
apple?
Not unless you snuck into
No, I don't
Lily's
got any
bag.
spells to help with this.
Okay, well, you are our front runner for boar taming.
Alright. That seems like a downgrade to my usual, but I will do my best. I
Boar
try to
taming.
track the boar's movements.
Yeah. Give me one more survival check to see if you can keep up.
Probably good that you're the one who's tracking it is the one who's gonna handle the animal.
Survival check, you say?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on a 27?
I reckon that'll do. You weave through this forest for a time, locked on this creature's position. There's a point as you're moving through this forest that it almost feels like you've gone in a circle. Feels like you're passing the same trees again. You kind of ignore that as soon as you can see through a few trees ahead of you. This large boar. Significantly larger than any boar you've ever seen. The arc of its back is probably about as tall as Yorna is. This thing is
What's huge?
a huge creature. 6 legs kind of pushing through the dirt. Its snout pushing through. See, every so often it digs something up and you hear this crunching sound as it kind of shifts to somewhere else.
This is either going to be a good time or an encounter.
I'm gonna move closer.
Keeps digging through.
I'm gonna move a little bit closer
Yeah.
without trying to alarm it.
I was going to say, I'm hanging back.
I'll pull out an apple.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Give me a stealth check as you're approaching here.
Don't freak it out.
15.
Okay.
I kind of stealthily get close.
Yeah.
Pull out the apple. Is my necklace going off if I get within 30 feet?
If you start pushing through the trees, getting up just close enough, you begin to feel a slight tingle.
I'm going to... I'm going to speak in Fey.
Mm.
And I'm going to put my sword and crossbow on the ground, so it's not on my person. And I'll do about and hold this apple, and I'm going to in Fey
Yeah.
be like, great beast, I offer this apple in hopes to become friends to gain your aid.
Give me a persuasion check first here.
I so hope this works. Come on.
There,
Big money,
14.
big money.
14. This thing stops what it's doing and cranes its head in your direction. This thing has a huge snout that flares out at the end, has like 8 nostrils along the length of it, and you can see its 2 eyes staring straight into you are just balls of red as it just locks eyes.
And I roll it,
Yeah. Roll it in its direction.
like to meet halfway.
Yeah. Takes a moment to look this thing over. You watch as its mouth opens to bite down, and you see, as some fish have, a second mouth pushes out from the inside, grabs it, and pulls it into the throat of the creature.
Another one of those.
Looks up at you, those red eyes piercing. So it just kind of stands in that position.
Did it look like it enjoyed it?
Give me an insight check.
Wisdom. That's going to be a 19.
19. It appears to be waiting for more.
Oh, go in my backpack. I don't tell him 1 minute.
Do you still have some apples? Or is that all your
Those are
apples?
all my apples.
Rations.
Yeah, I guess I'll chuck some ration.
How many?
This thing's big. I don't think it's going to be satisfied.
4.
4, I think.
4 rations.
Chuck 4 rations at it. Give me an animal handling check.
Come on.
That's it. 23.
Nice. You slowly reach in, being very gingerly with this. You have encountered dangerous beasts before, and this strikes you as a potentially quite dangerous beast. And you toss it onto the ground. It takes another 5 feet towards you, the legs all kind of moving in this out of sequence unison towards you. It just kind of tilts its head down in your direction.
Oh, go for a pet.
And you pat this thing. It's very like the hide on this creature is almost hard, more like spines than hair. So you kind of rub your hand over it. And as this thing kind of pulls its head back up to full height again, is like its snout is at about your forehead. It just seems to be awaiting, unsure.
And Faye,
Yeah.
me and my friends need your help getting over there. So we need to, and I like tap on his back
Yeah.
Mountain.
to go.
with your 23. The front legs kind of bend down, and the second set bend down until the
Oh, hell yeah.
front half of this creature is kind of flat with the ground. It still comes up to above your chest, so it'll be a bit of an effort to get up onto it, but it is awaiting its riders.
Guys, come over like carefully though.
I come over.
Slightly.
As you're walking, you say, "What are we doing?
Huh?
What are we doing?"
Oh, you talk?
Mr. Rat.
Mr. Rat.
Oh, shoot. I thought the
Over
bull was
here.
talking.
It climbs out onto your shoulder. What are we doing?
No. It's friends.
What?
It's friends. Get back into the bag. And I push him back in.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ah!
Only speak when spoken.
I don't need this guy ruining our ride. Come on. 11.
11. You kind of shove him back down, and just kind of it's shoved back into that bag.
Oh.
I have tamed boar.
Amazing.
It'll take us just to the mountains or over the mountain.
Well, it depends
We're
on
going into
through.
the
Or
tunnels,
like
and it
into
won't
the
fit.
tunnel.
It'll be less
I
cold.
reach out and I want to give it a pat just to kind of connect with it.
Give me an animal handling check.
All right. It's either going to hate me or it's going to love me. 7.
7.
I don't think he's going to like
You reach out to try and make contact with this creature. It looks over at you, those beady red eyes locking with yours. You see the nostrils flare
Ah!
in sequence.
That is for
Sorry.
Just get on and we'll
Okay.
ride.
I'll start clambering.
Bomb.
I'll hold on the front.
Yeah.
Clamber
I'll go.
on a little
Oh,
awkwardly,
I've got the rear, I reckon.
hoisting each other up to the height of the back of this creature. As you all get up and fasten your things, you are significantly higher off the ground than you were in the back
Oh.
of this beast.
How are you going to guide it?
Bori, we're going to the
Bori.
mountain.
Nice.
What's our cookie?
As you begin
Oh,
to
shit.
hear these 6
Boring.
feet, it almost sounds like a horse or 2 horses running next to each
Oh,
other with the
shit.
frequency at which these are hitting the ground. And within a matter of, it takes a while for it to warm up, but you are very quickly moving at a speed of maybe 160 feet around as it goes into a full dash towards the mountain, twice as fast as you could have traveled on foot on any kind of good day.
Wow.
I bet none of you guys expected you'd do this in a lifetime.
No, I can't wait to tell my mum about it.
Ow, ow, ow.
You gotta jump with it.
I'm so glad you put that up. Oh my
Traveling
God.
through tree lines, taking paths that it looks like creatures have taken before. There's 7 or 8 instances where you are traveling at such speed that you are damn near certain this thing is going to hit a tree before you grip tight and it does almost a 90-degree turn and continues along the path. You are traveling for an hour, 2 hours,
Wow.
3 or 4 hours pass, and you get the sense that this would have taken you through till late afternoon, but now you're getting here before lunch, as the forest gives way to grass, and then grass gives way to dirt, and eventually the dirt begins to give way to rock. As you can see before you, these looming, spiring peaks. Across them, between these like jagged crops of mountain, there seem to be cracks where you can see constant plumes of like boiling steam are just drifting up. If you were on the material plane, you would expect this to be like a series of like volcanic mountains, but this is just a seemingly harmless steam that is almost like geysers erupting every so often.
Is it warmer here?
As you leave the warmth of the forest, again, you feel that slight chill from the mountains, from the tundra beyond washing over the mountains. But as you approach the mountains proper, there is this like radiant heat coming off of them, like standing next to a fire that's just put out where the stones are still warm, that kind of ambient heat.
Well, at least we'll be warm for a while. How close have we gotten to, like, the main... Can we see the main entrance from where we are?
Give me a perception check.
It's done. 22.
22. You kind of veer up the mountain range for a bit, don't seem to see any main obvious entrance, so you turn around and continue back down. And after not very long of searching, kind of rocketing down here, you can see a little bit south of where you were. This kind of large opening comes into view several hundred feet down the path, and it does look like there are a couple of beings in the vicinity of it, but you have to get closer to see what they might be.
Were we warned not... We were told to take the main entrance, but we were warned about the people on watch. Should we stealth past them, or...
No, I think we're just traveling through.
Sweet. And just keep heading towards the entrance.
Continuing on the back of this great boar, continuing down, until eventually you see the two figures at the entrance here. This is a large entrance, maybe 25 feet across, this big cave that is pushed into the rock of the mountain before the mountain itself starts pushing up at a near vertical incline. You can see two hobgoblins, one either side of the entrance here, this kind of deep tan red skin, almost fur-covered, black ponytails pulled back, and like heavy sideburns that come down to like chiseled, pointed tips. Their jaws themselves are exaggerated here in the Fae. The jaws almost coming to a point at the side of their face that the hair travels along. One of these hobgoblins seems to be wearing full red kind of plated armor, a big, twisted-looking greatsword at his side. And you can see next to him is a hound. A dog of some description, but as you get a little closer and can actually see what the creature is, for the most part it looks like a wolf, but there's this vaguely humanoid face at the front, these piercing red eyes, this big mouth with very human-like teeth that looks almost unsettling. You can see very human nose and crease lines down its face as it's kind of just walking around, keeping patrol here.
Have I ever heard about these before?
I don't mind them.
Give me a history check.
You don't like the weedle dog.
That's gonna
Ugly
be
dog.
18.
Hang on.
18. I'm kind of piercing back through your memory, trying to figure out what these are. These are Feyhounds, hunting creatures. They understand language better than a hound, but they can't speak by any means. But they are a very devout creature, kind of wholly devoted to their master. Very dangerous adversaries in numbers.
We'll have to be careful as we get up close. We won't want to fight these things.
Do we want to drop off the boar here? Otherwise they might get the wrong idea.
I think if we hop off the boar and send the boar away and let them watch us send it away,
I
it will show
agree.
us at a stronger position.
All right.
And as you are having that conversation, the sprites kind of chime up. You can guide him back to the forest if you'd like. This is probably where we'll be leaving you anyway.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make sure he goes away from the hunting grounds first.
We'll do our best.
Right.
Thank you for taking us this far. You have been a very wonderful guide.
Of course, thank you for the interesting adventure and for the goods that
Yes.
we'll provide for the home.
Well, we'll hop off here.
Mm.
We'll make sure the hobgoblins and stuff can see the boar.
Yeah, as you're kind of finishing up that conversation, slowly pushing in that direction, eventually you can see the other hobgoblin that's just in kind of steel-plated armor kind of points in your direction, gets the other one's attention, and he kind of looks your way. Still far enough away that, you know, they couldn't yell to contact you, but that they can see you and what you're doing.
We'll just keep going until we get to the stairs.
Get a bit closer. And kind of over a vaster distance, you hear yelling. Why are you here?
We're traveling through.
What kind of fool wants to go into the mountain?
We have no other choice.
Your steed.
He's leaving.
He just kind of stays at a distance and waits for you to approach in whatever means you're doing.
Just rock up real cool to the front. Hop off.
It kind of lets you all clamber off to the side.
Well, boar, it was good knowing you. You're not rogue, but you're pretty good.
Again, those nostrils
Nah.
in sequence. Its eyes, which you notice now, just blink vertically instead of normally.
Yeesh.
Giggle.
You've paid your debt. Be gone.
What the
Give him a brush.
I
And
get
he,
the food.
pixies kind of, not pixies, the sprites kind of trail along, and he follows around and starts slowly walking, and then watching him from a distance move is crazy. Like, you knew it was fast being on his back, but as you watch him pick up speed, he is gone in a matter of seconds across hundreds of feet
Bye-bye.
Wow.
as you turn back.
You are not fey folk.
Nope.
Nope, we come from the mortal plane
Do you have an association?
with
We're
one
with
of yous.
no with we're from Wood End.
We're from the mortal plane. We're not. We're just a group.
So that's a no then.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you don't consider the Druids of Wood End to be associates, then
Are you talking
yes.
about like?
No,
No?
not that.
Okay.
We're just passing through, and we just want passage into the tunnels.
Yeah.
Why?
We wish to see the hag.
You're funny.
Thanks, but I'm being genuine.
I wish she was telling a joke, but it's true.
He kind of walks over to Yorna, and he's maybe a couple inches taller than you are, just enough to kind of tower over you.
You're looking to walk for days through the ice. Find a being that will most certainly put you 6 feet under. What the hell could a bunch of normies expect to get from such an exchange?
Well, we have a bit of a problem in the mortal plane that we need taken care of, and I think that the hag here will be very much keen on that.
Boring.
Great.
Jeez.
Then let us through.
Why?
We are dealing with a hag where we're from, and
Congratulations.
the only person that knows how to kill it is the hag here.
And who knows, mortal plane might not be her last stop. She might come
He kind
here.
of looks over at his associate on the other side of the entrance.
I'll cut to the chase since you're not catching on. What are you paying?
What do you want?
Don't say that.
Money? I feel like that holds no value here.
We've met one of your kind in the Fae already. Do you all reside here? In this location on the mountains?
We come from all over. Inhabit your world as much as this one.
Judging from their appearance,
Mhm.
would gold be like meaningful to them, or do they seem like, oh, they want platinum?
Give me an insight check.
Are you guys
Like, what's the
are
vibe?
you guys just guard the outside of the mountains, or are you inside?
11.
11. Insight. You don't. Hard to tell either direction. Looks like they're just wanting some form of something valuable. You ask that.
Usually we charge for people wanting to come out. Far more common. Safe passage and all.
If we were to give someone, let's say hypothetically, give you a little extra, would you show us the way out? Or the way in?
You're a madman if you think I'm going through there. There's a reason we're on this side.
Fair enough.
How much extra?
Oh,
So you are a madman, or are you not? I guess that depends on how much extra. Well,
what? How
Now
much,
he's getting it.
how much have you got?
I don't think he wants gold. He doesn't look like a gold man. Is he the one in the red armor?
Yeah.
What's your armor made out of, by the way?
Steel,
How's
One
it
would
red?
imagine.
paint.
Oh, well, that's kind of how many people paint their armor. That's all
Steel
I'm
and
saying.
paint.
That's all I'm saying.
How often do you have to fight things out here?
Not infrequently when people don't pay.
Do you want a handy tool if people don't pay?
What are you offering?
I've got this sack and got a few balls in it, and they're poisonous.
Kind of looks you up and down. Takes a look. So what have you handed him here?
Poison balls.
They were from
Uh,
I'll fight
Elowen,
with
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poison.
Give me a persuasion check.
The way you were
Yeah.
saying it.
I have the
A
sack,
sack
with the
with
balls.
balls.
Yeah.
And then I was about to be like, points at his crotch.
do you want them? 16.
And if you said yeah.
I'm ready to lose them.
This'll grant you passage.
Tosses it over his shoulder.
Now you want the extra?
If you're considering.
Here's the thing that allows you to shoot them.
Nice.
Useless without it.
Could throw one real hard and see what happens.
But this is like a good bonus to it.
Kind of pockets it.
I should work in sales.
You should.
Give me one more persuasion check.
Fuck.
You'd be so good in like a haggling
You
setting.
got that bartering skill.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Another
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
This ain't a good one, boys. 4.
He looks over at his companion.
Triton! Show them through the first section of the caves.
Can I insight
These
check? Is he
different
actually
sections.
planning on taking us that far? Or is he going to ditch us as soon as he gets in?
Give me an insight check.
6.
6. Look over at the one in the more plain-looking steel armor that's being told to go with you. Doesn't look like he's going to put up an argument.
Okay.
Can I get a gauge, maybe based on what I know about these creatures, what their intelligence might be?
Yeah.
I want to know if they're actually smart enough to remember a maze.
Give me. I'll call this one a history check. Be flicking through a few pages, seeing what you can find.
History. It's not great, but that is at 11.
11. I mean, more intelligent than the average individual might be.
Are they a fey creature?
No, they're not.
Do I... I want to see if I can tell if this guy has a map on him. Either one of
How?
them. The one that's told to go with us, I
Yeah.
want to see if he, while we're busy convoing, is trying to check a map before leading, so he remembers the actual way.
He doesn't seem to be making many movements of any sort. He just kind of sheaths his shield and sheaths his sword and looks like he's ready to go.
Would you call what's in this mountain a maze for some?
Some parts can be.
How do you possibly remember everything?
We know the safe way through. Safest way through.
How many times have you taken it?
3 or 4.
Seems you are a madman, but why?
People are paid enough.
When was the last time you went through?
Looks over at the companion.
Maybe a few months ago. Why?
Did it?
I'm curious. Who would you take through here?
You're asking an awful lot of questions.
I'm just curious. You don't have to
Now I'm
answer.
curious why you haven't gone through. You've given me your payment.
Well, more information's better than none, correct?
I just want to know what other madmen are out here.
Gives you this look, and no insight check required. He is immediately starting to become suspicious of the group here.
Sure. Well, I guess we just head in.
Well,
Walking.
if you see us again, let us know if that person had a big flying beetle with them.
Excuse me?
Now he's just confused.
That's what I want. Am I leaving confused? I'm
Alright.
not suspicious.
Yeah. You enter the mouth of this cave, this other bugbear in the plain steel armor now accompanying you for a time. These caves are somewhat narrow. In most places, they're maybe about 10 feet across, just enough that you can have 2 people side by side if you're really squeezing, but most of the time it's single file line through here. Every so often it opens up into slightly larger caverns and then closes in again. You're taken through a few winding tunnels. Every so often you'll see a different option to the left or right, but this individual will guide you through.
Can I insight check how he makes those decisions?
Yeah, totally.
Like, is he checking anything, or is he just walking autopilot? Insight. Wisdom, luckily, gets a reroll. Insight. Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. He seems to be pretty autopilot. It looks like the first parts of these caves they've probably traversed a few more times than the full length, and he knows where he's going.
Why are these caves in sections?
Don't know. Didn't make them.
Someone else was here before you?
Maybe.
These tunnels are probably quite old.
What do you, what decides who leads out of you two?
Usually it's me. Sorry, how do you mean? Who comes through here or who's in charge?
Who's in charge?
Durnan's been in charge as long as I've remembered.
Why's that? You seem capable enough yourself.
You could put me on my ass if you wanted. Wouldn't take him much.
I see. I guess that is the most common way for people to decide who's group leader.
Works for us.
And I can't imagine how difficult it will be past after you've showed us. Heard it can be quite a maze further down.
Certainly can be.
Any tricks to remembering how you got through?
Avoid the hottest spots. Usually the most dangerous.
Okay, good to know.
I suppose you can try and follow the cold if that's where we're headed.
Yeah, I guess in a way it would travel
Drift,
through, yeah,
drift in.
the tunnels. Actually, when we get up to a point where there's a decision to be made on what direction that he knows, I'd like to stop him from telling us which way to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to figure
And
it
I'm
out.
going to but I'm going to use Primeval Awareness.
Mm.
And I'm going to see if I can sense Aberration, Celestial Dragon, Elemental Fae, Fiend, or Undead.
Hell yeah. Okay.
No, no.
All of them.
I need to look up what types of creatures these are.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
But yeah, we got Celestial, Aberration, Dragon. Did you say God? Gods. Did you say Primordial? Say Primordial.
You
Ancient
sense
dragon.
Fae. You sense Elemental. You sense.
So far, those all check out.
Yep, they'll check.
You sense. No, you probably don't get monstrosities.
No.
Whoops.
You sense monster.
Yeah, you said monster.
Just those.
Okay.
Fae and Elemental.
I was hoping to sense undead or something. Does the way
Why
I'm getting
undead?
like elemental vibes, is it warmer?
Give me a perception check here.
Is you warm?
19.
19. Kind of stand here at this Y intersection that heads off. You can sense that elemental kind of around. You do get the sense that the right-hand path would be warmer as it leads down, this kind of hot air flowing out of it. As you kind of do, you watch this bugbear that's with you kind of get ready to move down the other path.
We follow one.
Okay. Head on for a bit longer, till eventually you come onto a small campsite here. A few crates and some empty weapon racks. This is as far as I go. Best of luck.
You sure you don't want to take us a little further?
This is where the creepy crawlies start. I'm good.
You don't happen to have a map for us? We can pay you something.
Map. Wishful thinking.
Yeah. At least tell us what way we go next on the next multi-arrow.
You can see these 3 tunnels before you. It just points down the middle one.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Don't die too fast.
You'll see us
Or
again.
slow.
Don't plan on it.
He just kind of sits down at that campfire and just lights it for a time. Looks like he's going to sit here for a bit.
Hey, can you bring out Rat?
Oh. Well, okay, you
Your
can.
clothes it a bit tight.
Okay.
Well, you're good at holding your breath then.
A while. What do you want?
How quick are you?
When I need to be? Quick enough?
You say that
Where are we?
we're inside a mountain
Right.
and it's gonna get dangerous from this point onwards.
I'll see you on the other side.
He goes
Yeah,
to crawl back
wait,
in the bag.
hold up, and I like pinch him by the back of the neck.
Ah, what do you want?
By the neck.
There are multiple entrances, and I can kind of guess which ones are correct.
Uh,
But it could be good if you ran ahead and double checked it for us before we went down them.
sure could be.
Our scouts.
I pull him out.
What?
Do you want a piece of cheese?
Do you have any left?
I do.
Do you?
I do, yeah. I still have some ration.
You're going to give me a piece of cheese if I risk my life.
Yes, but
But
if you're smart about it and you're stealthy about it, I think you will come out on top.
You're small and quick, so it shouldn't be a risk.
How about this? if you search up ahead and scout for us, and it's clear, and you come back, you get a cheese. And if there is a creepy crawly or monster of some kind, and you come back, you get wine instead.
I'll let you make the persuasion check with advantage.
Wine's gonna
From the others.
incapacitate him though, and then he'll be useless.
Hey, 50-50 chance he could possibly die.
Tommy gets it like once we leave.
19 plus 9 is 28.
Deal.
Nice.
You really like the wine, don't you?
It was pretty good.
Okay. We'll let you know when we get to a part of the maze.
Right?
I won't tighten it as tight so that he can still breathe. I don't want to kill him.
It's just like the top of it to breathe.
Wait, that reminds me of like Scrat when he's sniffing out the acorn.
Okay.
And my thing lasts for a minute, so let's be a bit quick so I can sense the elementals.
All right.
Okay, then can I please get a group survival check for the day's travel, or the rest of the day's travel?
Oh man.
See if it is a positive or negative experience.
It's very positive on my side of the table.
It's positive.
I'll roll it again because I get to anyway. Less positive, but still.
17.
Okay,
Nat 20 for 28.
nice.
9.
Okay. Continue through for a time, winding around a few of these twists and turns, and eventually come upon another intersection where the path either continues forward or splits off to your right.
Do I still have my ability activated?
Primeval awareness?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still sensing the same creatures.
Okay. Can I see if I can get heat energy from like...
Give me a perception check.
Unnatural.
20. I mean, you're sensing a little more heat if you were to continue on instead of veering off.
Alright, we go the opposite way from the heat.
You turn down that other path as you do. That tunnel that would have been ahead of you on the other path. You just hear this rushing of steaming water jettisoning from the earth beneath. Steaming geyser erupting in a room ahead. You veer off down to the right and continue forward. Through a little bit more travel, eventually coming to another intersection, both of which seem to have a pretty heavy warmth coming from them.
Sort of burst our bubble has been pretty successful so far. It's pretty warm in here. I can't really tell which is which. Can I attempt to see which side's warmer?
I'll say going off of your last check, these are near identical.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
All right.
Have-
How do we want to go about this?
Has there been a pattern on the direction we've been going?
Not that is giving you any inclination that it's always going to be the same.
Maybe we seen a rat.
Yeah, Rat, you're up.
Already.
All right. Time to scout.
Okay.
You pick one of these directions,
Which one?
Both.
you go right.
Okay.
And if you see flaming creatures or steam or hot things, come back.
All right.
Wanders down. 2 minutes. 3 minutes. 10 minutes. Eventually wanders back. Just kind of nonchalant. Just goes to crawl back in the bag.
All right. What did you see?
Oh, you just told me to come back if I saw flaming creatures.
Okay.
Okay, so we go
That's
the
a
other way.
wine.
Cheese. Oh, wine.
You did
I
it.
thought if he's in danger, he gets
Oh,
the
like
wine.
that is danger.
Once we make it out of the mountain, he gets the amount of wine equal to how many creatures he saw.
There you go.
That's not what I was told.
But
That's what we said.
cheese.
Give me a deception check.
And I give him cheese to kind of distract him from the
Okay,
wine.
take advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Aw.
10.
He's not the smartest. He just takes the cheese and seems fine with it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
Onward.
Just hit the DC.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Go the opposite way.
You turn up into that opposite chamber. As you walk forward, you can see this room kind of opens up a little bit, and in the center of it, you can see kind of crevice in the earth that just seems to be like a vertical column that goes down. You get vaguely in that direction. You begin to hear a sound. Something moving ahead of you.
Towards us or away from us?
Give me a perception check.
25.
25. It doesn't seem to be alerted of you and is currently moving away from your direction.
Okay, well, we should be a bit more quiet for now. Maybe let's wait 2 minutes. Let whatever's ahead of us get some distance, and then we'll start following.
Do you want me to take my armor off?
You hear this as from within that room, peeking around the corner, you can see that hole in the ground has let forth a stream of boiling water that's maybe 40 foot round, just up through the mountains. And then slowly goes back to being quiet.
Am I taking my armor off, or do
No,
we want to
I'll take it
go
off.
in time to that?
We can go in time to it, but once we give it like a minute distance, it should be too far to hear us.
Okay.
Just wait a bit.
A little bit of time passes. You hear that same moving through, but it seems to just be moving around in that chamber ahead of you. Doesn't seem to be leaving the vicinity.
Start quietly hitting over. I am going to, though, before we start hitting over, I'm going to draw my Marquis blade, and I'm going to Crimson Right,
Okay.
and I'm going to pour my cold potion on it. Because, why not? Yay!
As you get closer to that chamber,
I'll do it on my crossbow as well.
as you get close to that chamber, this is just water that is streaming in here, but there's this faint kind of red-orange glow within the room. You kind of peek around just a little bit. You can see within that big hole that pushes down into the mountains, on the side of it, kind of clung on the inside edge, you can see what looked like just two snakes that are kind of clung to the edge. They are a vibrant orange. They have this kind of almost fish-like head that comes to a very sharp point. And as that steam is kind of dissipating from the geyser, you can see that their body kind of ripples with a little bit of fire. Just as you're taking that in, you can see a much larger creature kind of slithers into view in the chamber. What at first just looks like a large snake, you see has almost a vaguely humanoid torso, 2 arms, and again another almost fish-like face, this vibrant orange and yellow. It has these almost like fins coming off of it that look like flames but aren't. This kind of deep red-purple looking flame snake being. It is going around the outside of that central hole with a large, gnarled-looking spear and just kind of scraping those snakes off the side. You watch them fall into the hole below. Takes a bit more time. Slithers around the other side and does the same again.
I want to know what the vibe is. Is he groundskeeping? Is he feeding something? What's going on here?
Give me a survival check.
I just
Can I
want
help by saying if I know anything about a creature like this?
Yeah, take advantage.
survival. Oish, in the tray. Nice. 19.
19. With a little help from Strider, this is kind of a slightly higher form of elemental life. Something that thinks, that maybe has a purpose. It seems to be groundskeeping here. not entirely sure by what means, but it is keeping these snakes either from breaching the top or keeping the population down or returning them to the bottom, something.
I think it is worth making our presence known. I feel like he's just taking care of the surrounding environment. I don't think. Do I get hostile vibes from him? Could he be hostile? Was he just minding his own
Anything
business?
could be hostile.
Well, is he minding his own business? Like, if he sees something, he's gonna be like,
With your 19, it's hard to read a creature like this, something you've never seen before.
Although,
I agree with you, but we could be something worth groundskeeping.
when you put it like that. So
I doubt we'll be able to sneak past that. We have to go in anyway, so I'd rather us be prepared for combat, but go in to talk.
okay.
Because I don't think we're going to sneak past it, so most
Chances
likely
are
we'll
it speaks whatever you speak, so maybe you want to take the lead on this.
Sure. Just prepare your stuff.
All right.
Can I, in the sheath that comes with the dagger, am I able to activate the dagger's liquid while it's in the sheath?
I believe you've got the card. I think it lasts on the dagger for a minute.
It lasts a minute.
Yeah, so you can activate that whenever.
Okay, I'll grab the dagger that's behind my back and I'll just kind of activate it.
Let that vial seep across the blade. Yeah.
And walk in, hands in the air.
You walk in. This thing has its back to you, and even with like half of this serpent-like back, half of its body like coiled up on the ground, it still reaches up about 10 feet off of the rocky bottom of this thing. Again, this like fish-like face that pushes back, a few tendrils kind of coming off as it has its back to you and just scrapes another snake down.
I have elementals in my book. Do I know what languages they speak, perhaps?
Give me a history check.
They speak.
16.
Blah, blah, blah.
16.
It's Fae. Is it Fae?
It is not.
16.
16. You know that some earthen creatures speak Terran, which is kind of a language of the rocks. There is something of a flame language, but you're not entirely sure which side of the spectrum this elemental-looking creature might fall on.
It's not infernal?
Doesn't appear to be.
I would not break out the inferno here.
I can understand.
Yeah, do it then.
Or like, what do I say?
What do you mean you can make it understand you?
Maybe
I
just
can
let
make
it know that we want to pass through.
Like, I think it probably speaks Fae. As well.
You can try.
Okay.
Just let it know that we're just passing
I
through.
speak in Fae. Don't mean to alarm you, thought we would reveal ourselves
As soon as you start speaking, this thing moves with a graceful speed, whips around, its head turns almost 180 degrees as its body catches up, and within a moment is like in your face with the spear pushed at your chest.
Hi, my name's Strider.
Oh.
I speak Fae, does it seem to understand?
It has no clue.
Lily, now's the time.
All
I don't think
right.
this is going well.
I use my universal speech.
Yeah.
So then gain the ability to make your speech intelligible to any creature up to 60 feet. And number equal to charisma mod for amount of creatures. So chosen creatures can magically understand you regardless of the language you speak for 1 hour.
Okay.
But can you understand it?
Once you use this feature, you can use it again. No. I don't know
Probably
if
not.
that's the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't
I
think,
think
it
it
is.
is.
All right.
You can
at least
understand
you
me,
can
but
let
I
it
can't
know that
understand
we
it.
mean no harm.
You better say something really useful, because I have a spear to my throat.
Please, we mean no threat. We just wish to pass through.
know that you can't understand it.
You feel
I
that
can't-
spear pushed a half inch into your chest.
I apologize. I can't fully understand you. If you're able to speak another language that we could possibly understand, will you take an offering for us to passage by?
Holds that spear at its side and kind of stands like 12 feet tall off the ground.
What do you want for a snake fish man?
Snakefish man. What do I have?
I feel like this guy won't take kindly to cheese.
Listen, do you want...
It just suddenly melts. It's like, sorry.
No. A part of me wants to do it because it's good, but no. I got nothing.
Fire. Elemental way.
Probably need to hurry up with this choice because
Yeah.
otherwise you're gonna get impatient. I'm gonna see how it reacts to a gold coin.
Gold coin.
Like just the aesthetic of it.
You kind of take this out and hold it, and you see that this thing is fully focused on Lily
Oh,
and
okay.
seems to be regarding the two of you only as possible threats.
Oh, okay. I'll put the coin back.
I would like to offer mana.
Mm,
I would like to give up some of my spell slots.
interesting. All right. Give me an Arcana check here.
Interesting.
Okay. Okay. 9.
Kind of reach out in its direction and allow some of that arcane magic to flow through you for a moment. This creature kind of pulls that spear back a little. Just looks vaguely kind of on guard, unsure by what you're doing.
I hand Lily a flame lily.
While I'm giving my mana, I would like to encapsulate this fire lily with
Yeah.
Sid mana.
Make it a performance check.
Dude, make it a flourish.
Flourish. I like just double checking summon. Not that one. That's on the right page.
It's a fire type Pokemon.
Okay, it's only those two. That's fine. That's an 18.
Okay. You encapsulate that lily with the arcane essence that you are allowing to flow forth. That holds the spear back at its side. And reaches out a hand. You can see these long, spindly fingers that end in these large nails kind of open and take the flower. Snatches it out of the air, these dozens of rows of razor-sharp teeth latching down on it. Kind of shakes its head to let you past.
We can go.
Amazing.
As it does, as a little time has passed here during this conversation, you can see that two of those snakes have crawled their way out of that funnel. And as they are now lying on the stonework, you can see the orange glow to them kind of slowly fading and dwindling as they're no longer in the heat. And it kind of slithers back and just flicks one in, looks back at the other one. You can see that it has lost its glow entirely. Just goes, and stabs it and just flings it down the hole. As it just kind of pushes back to let you all pass.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
And spinning facts.
As you push past, that erupts again.
Wow.
That steaming jet of water as you're all maybe 15 or so feet from it. Can I get a concept from everyone?
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Time to burn.
No.
oh, can I down my resistant to fire?
No, don't use it
How
now.
long does it last again? Yeah,
Do
could I
not
forget?
use that now.
Well, it said it would only be useful.
Yeah,
I
but
rolled
what if we
eight.
run into
Oh,
something else
it's
that
fine.
decides to breathe fire at us?
We'll be fine.
Last for an
That was
hour.
worth.
Okay, yeah, I'll save it in the plus now.
Okay.
Con save?
Yeah,
17.
nice.
9.
18.
Okay. On a 9, you take 4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Oh no.
Ouchie.
Just a few drops of like boiling water spitting off of that kind of land on you and leave like instant blisters on your skin. You kind of just push it and continue on.
At least we know what their weakness is.
What?
Cold.
Oh, right.
I feel like that is logically.
Yeah, but I meant like the snakes die without heat.
Oh.
Which means it's a very large weakness.
I mean, yeah, I guess to some creatures it might. It is a life or death situation.
Mm.
Just the mere temperature. So it's almost like that creature was keeping them as pets.
I think it's
Maybe-
keeping them from dying.
Yeah.
Yes, but why else would you keep something from dying?
Children, maybe?
Maybe.
Or
I'm
maybe
sure-
they're just
Actually,
aimless.
yeah, it might be children.
Fish, fish type creatures lay lots of eggs, don't they? And it kind of had a snake fish vibe.
Mm.
And with the size of snake children, yeah, probably a bunch of little ones would keep following away from the heat if we can.
Yeah. Continue down this path for another a good hour or so before you get to the next set of tunnels. You're able to tell here that one of them is significantly warmer than the other. You hear this, and not even a minute later you hear another in that chamber ahead of you.
Well, guess which one we're not going in.
The one with the noise.
You take the other path, continue down for a little bit longer.
We take the easy ones.
We do.
Eventually, you come to another crossroads here. The path splits off left and right and ahead of you, but you can see on that right-hand path it splits off again to the side, 3 options of where to go.
So the left one goes on its own, but the right one then splits into more right
Yeah.
than lefts.
So 1
Is
option to the left, 2 to the right.
Is
this
it red again?
quite tedious.
Uh,
Well, I mean, what's the feeling?
what's the feeling? Any heat coming?
You get a sense of greater warmth from the left, that single tunnel.
Well, that's the sad outcome.
Check the right.
It would have been easier if it was coming from the right. Let's head right and then decide on where to go.
The air is still quite warm though.
Everything here is warm, like the very
Okay.
rocks around you feel like they are containing heat.
All right.
So how many directions, if we go right, how many directions are there?
Splits off into 2
Okay.
again.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Time to go right.
Time to go exploring.
All right.
Think about all the wine you will have at the end of this.
Goes down.
Count how many monsters you see every time. No, don't do that. They're a waste of time.
Okay. Continues on, those big hind legs pushing him across the rock. Someone roll me a d20 on for the rat.
Can I? Because I
Yeah.
have ownership of him. 10
10.
for now, anyway.
10 minutes pass. 12. 15. 17.
No.
No, I just
19.
I think it's fine.
20.
I feel like we just sent it to its doom.
No, I think we should just start heading that way because we told him to come back if he sees monsters.
We did say that.
Yeah.
Anyone?
So there's a chance he just kept going.
All right, let's go.
We go follow him.
All right. Which path are you taking?
The
He
one you
went
went
right.
down.
Okay. You push through down to the right, traveling for a good probably 15 minutes before you start to hear this.
Hey, put me down! What the hell? Ah!
Oh no! I'm speeding up because
Yeah.
I like our guide.
You speed up and you start to hear this.
Un man Ithrul
Oh,
Alfonso. I don't know what you're saying, just put me down.
Is that giant?
Do you speak giant?
Yeah.
Yes, this is giant.
Oh.
You just hear, what is this
Giant.
pest doing in my
Damn,
forge?
I don't.
oh no!
Now I know that you have a bond with this rat.
Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hey, no!
I'm running. I don't want to lose our guide, and I've grown attached to it.
Give me a perception check as you enter this chamber before you.
Oh.
25.
25. Okay. Let's bring up the thing here.
I followed behind
Yeah.
and just let Yorna know that that's giant speak.
You're running into
You walk
Right.
into a room that opens up into a much larger chamber. On the opposite side of this kind of cavern, you can see two more tunnels that split off. But here in this large open space, you can see a section that almost looks like an underground river running across the halfway point, and it is steaming. The top of this cavern is filled with steam. This entire place feels like a sauna. You can see across that small river that's running through here, a couple of stone bridges have been built, and in the center of the water itself, this large anvil that is using the boiling heat as a smithy. Large anvil to its side, and you can see weapon racks and shields, some giant size, some more mundane, kind of scattered around. As you can see, a full height fire giant, his hammer to his side, is dangling this rat over the boiling water in the center of the chamber.
No.
His back is turned to you.
As I'm catching up, Yorna, I drink 5 resistant.
Yep.
Halt! Wait! Stop, please!
Oh no.
Shut.
Turns it around.
Ulman Tharul.
I put my arm on Yorna's shoulder. Excuse me.
And who are you?
Just friendly travelers.
Is this your pest?
He's helping us figure out the right ways to go across this maze. We don't wish to disturb anyone.
So I shouldn't drop him.
It would be very kind of you.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, come on. Please. I don't want to lose our rat.
19.
19.
Yeah, don't drop me. Don't drop.
As his hand kind of pulls back.
Perhaps I'll eat him instead.
No.
Can I notice it's a forge here?
Yeah, absolutely.
You must do wonderful work here in this forge.
He just kind of holds it by the tail.
I've been around many dwarves and many different beings and creatures who make legendary weapons for heroes and things across the lands that we come from. Have you ever compared your stuff to them before? I would love to see what type of things you make.
Give me another persuasion.
Yeah,
check.
butter up his ego.
I don't know why, but I feel like I know so much about giants.
Funny that.
Persuasion? 12.
12. Kind of looks at you.
You would not appreciate my wares, as they did not.
Who did not?
I'm not from here.
And he tosses the rat to the ground and just kind of scurries its way back over to you and kind of,
Not again.
open the
He
pouch.
jumps in.
I'm sorry for whatever maybe bad things happen between you and people like us if you come from the same place.
So,
Thank you for letting our friend go. If it's any consolation, what you do for your people, your work, shouldn't be frowned upon or feared by others.
I didn't say it was.
Then why leave?
They may not have approved of my methods, but my work is best done here, for those that do.
Well, we have quite a heavy task ahead of us, and we're just trying to get to the other side, to the cold area.
Give me another persuasion check here.
And if you want a good story out of it, maybe you could let us through and we'll let you know what we're doing. 19.
19. Kind of drops the hammer at his side. You see some embers kind of off of the top of it across the ground, just some of them sinking into that pool, and they just steam up.
I am for fall, the steamsmith.
Steamsmith.
That's an awesome name.
Why do you seek the icy tundra?
I reveal the injuries we have. We've been inflicted with ancient fey curse from a hag from the mortal plane, and she used to be friends with a hag that we've heard lived in the icy area, and the only way to cure it is to make a deal with her, and we're also trying to stop the hag where we live from killing the whole continent.
You seek Ada.
Yes. Also heard she's known by the Granny.
Why didn't you say so?
He takes his hammer and kind of puts it up
He's
to a wall.
friends with her.
An old friend.
Oh. Did she come through these parts when she first entered?
She helped me find my place here.
Well, this place does seem amazing. I've never seen a forge inside a mountain before, so
Indeed, a spectacle.
I assume you don't speak common.
No. How do you speak my tongue?
I've studied many creatures and languages of people.
A learned man.
Yes, I had a feeling maybe one day being able to speak to anyone could be useful. And it shows a bit of friendliness when you choose to speak their language versus your own.
Indeed. By now you would have been stains on my floor.
I fully agree with you.
Stay for a meal.
Meal.
We would love to. The others can't really understand you, but we will. He's asking us to stay for a minute. He's been really nice now.
I will take the sudden kindness.
Nobody does a sweet comment. I'm just comment. The reason I was okay with leaving right behind was he will kill us very easily. So we just can do whatever he says. Are we cool with that?
100%. I know when to back down from a fight.
We would love to stay for a meal.
Excellent.
I wonder what a fire giant cooks up.
He takes a few moments, kind of grabs a nearby crate lid and kind of sets it down. That's almost table height for you guys. He goes over to this river, which, as he goes over to it and reaches in, you can now see is not just like a shallow crossing. This is maybe 20 or 30 feet deep down into the mountain. Reaches in, his fiery skin meeting that hot water, and you just watch it up around as he pulls out a huge, big like basket crate that had been steeping in that water for a time, and kind of plunks it down and pries this thing open. And this thing almost looks like a crab pot, but is filled to the brim with what looks like various vegetables that have been boiling in here for possibly hours, and just kind of opens the cage and lets them roll out on the table. Enjoy. And he picks up like a handful of some of the smaller ones and just.
I don't have something the size that you'd probably eat, but I got the small ration.
Spits it to the ground.
Meat.
Sorry, do you not eat meat? Is that a custom I don't know about?
Not for a long time.
Fair? Sorry. I eat one of the things.
I eat a crumb,
I just. Yeah, crap.
but I don't eat it.
Can I just get a group charisma check here?
Come on. I want to charismatically
Yay.
eat this vegetable.
Charisma.
You're like,
Just as a vibe check.
did you do it? Oh, that's so charismatic.
Natural 20
Hell
for a
yeah.
total of 22.
22 as well.
Oh,
Kind of looks over at Yorna.
Your friend really enjoys the vegetables.
he says you're really enjoying it.
It's not too bad.
You sit here for a time, have a bit of a meal, and he kind of explains a bit of how he traveled here a few decades ago and set up Forge here.
Where did you originate from? If you know the continent.
Mountains in a land ridden by beasts.
Do I have a map? I probably got a map.
Yeah.
I point. Is it the Beastlands?
Aye.
And kind of points to a mountain range.
Well, if we ever end up there for some reason, maybe we'll mention that we know you. And maybe live to tell the tale.
Some would appreciate, some would not.
I feel the same way about myself.
What does bring ordinary folks like you through here, aside from your plight?
Well, your friend, Granny, used to be an ally with this hag that has cursed us, and they didn't end on great terms and left each other. But Granny is the only person in the world that really knows where the other hag's coven is. And if we're to defeat her for good, we're gonna have to know. And a lot of people we care about are in danger.
A noble cause.
A little bit more time passes as you finish up that meal. And everyone except for Strider, you are sweating buckets profusely as the heat of this room is very quickly getting to you, like sitting in a sauna for an hour. It's just a little too much.
Oof. Oh, yeah, the fires.
Yeah. But the very immediately violent nature of this creature subsides, and a meal is shared for a time. Eventually,
You best be on your way.
Do you perhaps, and you've been great and very great as a host, do you have any way of helping us maybe know where to go? Because this place is like a maze.
I usually just take the biggest tunnels.
The biggest
Not enough
tunnel?
room in the smaller ones.
That's
Oh, right.
fair. Did you ever run into issues in the biggest tunnels?
For a stretch, it is all right. The next 3 left take the larger routes. After that, it gets hairy. The other ones might be a better option for the small folk.
So 3 lefts go big hole. They definitely don't go big hole on the
After
next.
that.
And then your own judgment from there.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Are just you of your kind here, or? Well, I hope that you don't get lonely while we're gone?
I have plenty of visitors.
We heard that maybe a month ago someone came through these tunnels.
Not that I saw.
It's interesting. Apparently not many people try to get to the ice area. Apparently we're crazy for doing it.
It is called the realm of frozen corpses for a reason.
How long... your friend, Granny, do you know if there's anything we could give her to maybe get her a little happier around us?
Anything you hold dear, she will take with a smile.
Great. Thank you very much.
Of course. Be sure to remember my name.
I will call you by the legendary title, Steamsmith. Right. We can leave now.
Okay.
Let's go.
You've given us some direction advice.
Alright, that's good because I don't think I'm gonna get any more of the rat.
Yeah, that's... I bow. See you later, Steamsmith.
And to you, a safe journey.
Thank you. And we take the biggest one.
Yeah, you head off out of this chamber to the left.
Who had the wine?
I do.
You want to give him a drop? I think he's served his put. Hello.
Mouth open.
How are you feeling?
Oh my god, we're alive.
You want
Yes.
some wine?
Yes.
I think you've earned it.
Swallow drop.
Okay, and I'll let him just be himself.
Suck.
back there. Yeah, just let him enjoy that.
It suddenly feels like there's a brick in your back.
Oh, great.
It must smell awful in there. We were sweating.
Ugh.
He would have been
Oh
sweating.
yeah, he was like drenched
He-
like
he
a rat
musty
that's
in
just
there.
crawled out.
Can't save.
Yeah.
I will not open that bag.
We were told to follow the next three, follow the biggest ones. Biggest, like, tunnels.
3 left.
And then
sorry.
don't follow it, the next one, then make our judgment.
Okay.
Okay, so
3 big ones,
3 big ones,
then small one, and then own judgment.
then small, then own judgment. Wonder how much further have we got to go? Do I get a feeling that how far through we might be?
Give me a survival check.
I'd like to help.
Yeah. Take it with advantage.
21.
21. I mean, at this point, you're starting to get a little tired. And by the time that you get to the end of those kind of 4 safe passages that you know are a safer way ahead, you're getting the sense that now's about the time to start settling down for a rest. And if estimations were correct, there's probably another day's travel through the mountain ridge here.
Oh, no.
We've made pretty good time, and it wouldn't be bad to rest in one that we know is safe.
Yeah. That sounds good.
We already ate, so we're really just sleeping.
Keeping watch.
Yeah, I'll keep watch this time, just because we're in a bit of a less safe area.
Secure.
Yeah.
Well, let's look for a nice pocket to settle down in. Is there any pockets of just... Because surely the tunnels are a bit
Yeah, I
uneven,
mean,
just a
down
nice
one of
little-
those safe ones that you'd been told to use.
Yeah.
Maybe halfway down, it kind of opens up slightly into a bit of a cavern where you could set up a safe enough camp.
Alright, we'll do that.
Probably don't sleep with a blanket.
No.
Alright, well, I'll watch first anyway.
Alrighty.
We'll settle down for a rest. Make it a perception check as you keep an eye here.
Yahoo! Opposite of a Yahoo. A woo-ya.
Hoo-ya.
25.
25. Keep an eye out. For a bit of it, it's difficult because of the sheer heat in here. It's not as bad when you're moving and kind of have a bit of air shifting around you, but as soon as you sit down, it's just this kind of constant, uncomfortable warmth. But eventually your companions find sleep.
Can I make a paper fan
Yeah.
out of a page of a
Some
book?
things in your bag. The
Fold it.
rat climbs up your back just so that he's on your shoulder as you're fanning yourself.
You are very sweaty.
It's hot, alright, keep fanning.
You... So that is happening. A couple of hours into your watch, you begin to notice Yorna's eyes kind of darting around in her sleep a little bit.
Maybe not.
I will grab one of my
What
potions of protection from evil and good.
Ooh.
That will go over to Yorna. I'm like, it's probably not the thing you want to drink on a hot summer's day. Here you go. And I pour down.
Okay. Yorna, as you begin your rest here, the heat subsides for a moment. You're standing here in a forest. Beautiful clearing. This giant pond in the middle with a tree that's kind of growing out over it. That tree, it looks sick. It looks withered. The trees around it have a similar plight to them. You see two figures kind of step out from the tree line. This isn't a memory, but you're viewing it as if you were hiding behind a tree, watching what's happening. As if it were a memory. Feels like if it's not yours, it was someone's. You see your father in more simple robes, walking along the water's edge. It's kind of with his hand out. You can see the current of the pool kind of following it a little bit. Next to him walking, you can see in the elder greens, this big nose, like fluffy sideburns of a furbolg that walks with him. Don't know if you ever actually met this individual. This was the elder before your father, Sildan. As they walk along that water's edge, kind of towards that sickly-looking tree. Sildan kind of looks up at it. Well, that doesn't look very good. Let's see what we can do about it. He kind of pulls a staff out, and as he swirls his hand around it, some of the nearby leaves kind of pick up and swirl as well. He kind of reaches that out and touches the tree. As he does, the leaves on the tree begin to bloom a little bit. But as they begin to bloom, that sickness creeps down his staff, shriveling it, withering it. The vines that make up this focus begin to splinter off as he's holding it. You watch his hand begin to turn black and wither down the length of his arm. What's happening? As he's holding that up, looking out from the tree line, you can see your father behind him, his staff in his hand, kind of pushed up the length. A similar swirl of nature energy that is conjuring that blight off of the tree through the staff. I'm sorry, but I can't be nothing anymore. You are the weakest, I'm afraid. As he channels that sickness into Sildan, you see his arm itself mirroring the action of the staff he is holding as the flesh itself ruptures out the side. Within a moment or two, it has cracked across his face. You can see blood vessels emerging. Vandir, well, why? It's simple, really. I just want to be strong. As that, you see half of Sildan's face kind of burst out. One of his eyes seems to shatter, and his body falls to the ground. You watch your father kind of walk over. Just clean you up a little. Casts a bit of a spell. And you see that form of the corpse repair itself, as if looking like he just fell over in his final moments. The tree, vibrant and green, healthy brown bark having taken life instead of having it returned. The father looking down at his work before him. A slight expression of sorrow on his face, more just pity. He kind of turns back and takes the body with him and trudges through. Give me a wisdom saving throw here.
Does his thingy give me advantage?
Yes, it does.
Ooh,
Oh, your father taking the dark urge route.
Nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh no! 12.
12. You look over, and this individual, this past version of your father, this imitation, whatever it is, looks at you. You get the sense, you never experienced this, but if this is someone else's memory, he locks eyes. And in that moment, you cannot pull yourself free from this nightmare. So he takes his staff in his hand, points it in your direction, and a line between him and whoever you are in this moment. The grass dies in front of you. Do you do anything?
Hey, Jesus. I try and move out of the way of the line, I guess.
Yeah, give me a dexterity saving throw.
17.
17. You force yourself to move and push off to the side, and as you hit the ground expecting pain, you feel nothing. You get the sense that this is a nightmare. Give me another wisdom save with advantage.
Let me out! 19.
19. Just as that blight is catching up with you, this 7th level conjuration ripping the life from the plants in a line towards you, you feel yourself awaken, coughing up the last of Strider's concoction as you just pull yourself free before the full effects of that nightmare can take place. I will need a Constitution saving throw, though.
8.
8. Okay. You take 1 level of exhaustion, but your maximum hit points are not reduced.
Okay, cool. Still on 69.
About this time, Lily would have awoken from her rest as Yorna comes to, cold sweat pouring down, or hot sweat and hair pouring down her.
Oh, yes. Not a good time.
As Yorna does not benefit from a long rest currently, but you awaken.
You okay? Saw you were having the signs of nightmares. Water?
Slightly warmer than room temp, uncomfortable.
Not good. I don't even know where to begin.
Doesn't seem you've frozen over this time, so.
How could you in a place like this?
Sure.
Though I guess the other place was quite nice and warm too.
You need a moment to think about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, we're always here to talk if you need.
I told you of my father and the relationship that he had with his mentor. And the nightmare that I experienced put all of that just to the wind, as if that bond meant nothing. And my father only cared for his own gains. In the nightmare, my father kills his mentor using... I would know what blight is, the spell. Using a spell called blight that takes the living force out of someone, and then he just fixed it up like it was nothing, that he just felt they were walking by a pond and I wasn't even myself. I was someone else. It was someone else's memory, and I just saw him do this to his mentor that meant so much to him, and then glaze over it like it's nothing and play it off as something else. I refuse to believe that.
that does sound overly, extremely evil, even for what you think he's done.
I agree. There's
Excessive, almost.
no way. The other nightmare, I could see it being true, but this one just takes the cake. This is nothing.
Maybe because you told us about their relationship, maybe the hag tried to use that more recent thought.
Probably.
I don't believe he didn't give off that energy when I saw him.
And I know I might not know about any dealings he had with the granny potentially, but I know that and that doesn't. I don't think the elders would have. That there would have been signs. Someone would have known that something like this transpired.
Would he have that capability of using such a high-level spell before making a deal?
Potentially, it could be that after the loss of his mentor, that I don't know, maybe it broke down his confidence, but
just the timelines don't seem to add up with those two either.
maybe I don't know. Maybe he felt like he could never measure up to his mentor, and then that's what drove him to seeking out a deal, provided that the deal was, in fact, exactly how it went down.
Well, if it's any consolation, we're nearly there. You might have your answers sooner than you think.
At this rate, I'm getting very desperate for those answers.
Yeah.
There's only so much someone can handle twice in a row, and I think I can fully understand now where you are coming from before.
Yeah, I'm a lot to think about, and it's good that you're sharing it.
It hurts to share so immediately, but I think it is very important that things like this stay out in the open, and I don't want to have it fester. It feels good to talk about it, even if it's fresh. I feel like I can depend on you too. It's nice for a change.
You can, and I feel bad because you guys seem to share what your dreams go through, and I can only share so much of it.
Well, I see you as a special case. You're kind of the type to wait for the right moment, and I respect it.
Yeah, we understand.
When we find the hag, I assume you've got personal questions. You got any personal questions?
No.
Well, we can only we can't, we're gonna have to trade things for these answers, potentially. But we definitely need to know where the hag is and get a cure. So that's 2 that we need. So I'm just.
Well, let's make a list as I get out my notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Things we want from the hag. Granny.
Granny.
Where's the coven?
Yeah, where is
Where
Coven
is
of the Night Hag?
the Coven of One?
Cure us and our friends, please.
A cure for us and
And what do you need?
two others were the only ones that were affected, and
Any
2
weaknesses
others.
for her? The
Oh no 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 no
That'd be
no!
too much.
Wait, I think a cure for us and enough for others because there was Eloin as well.
What about you? Because those are the main things we need. What do you need?
Answers.
Yeah, but I doubt she'll answer the whole.
I think the one that I am the most unclear of is that deal. I want to know what happened, if it happened.
Let me ask you this. I don't know what you're prepared to offer her for these things,
I
but
don't know.
if she does have your powers, if it was offered to her from your father, and you ask that question and it's answered yes, then would you have wanted to ask her for your powers instead of asking if she has them?
I want my powers back.
And the reason I say this is it depends if you want your powers back or not.
Well, I think even if I just ask her, I want my powers back, and she goes, I don't have them, then that
But
just
this
kind of
guy does,
answered my
yeah.
question. So I think,
Who
that's
has
a
my
good way
powers?
to go about it. Maybe we do it into one question. I want my powers back. Who has them?
I've never heard strategized questions as much.
I feel like we have to be prepared. And that is the next thing. What are we prepared to give?
How many things have we got to give, potentially? What's that, 3?
Well, one of those is personal, so that's me. But the other 2, yes, there's 2 that can be.
I have a personal question I need to ask.
Is it one she'd be able to answer?
That's the tough thing. It's really hard to know. I either want to know where my sister is, or maybe where to find this book that's been appearing in my nightmares, but I think I know where I can find it. So a few libraries around that might.
What was the book called?
Names and Rituals of Dark Lords and Ladies.
You got it.
not dark dudes and dark
What
lords.
is it?
Names
Ritual.
and Rituals of Dark
Dark
Lords.
guys and hoes.
But I might know where that is, so I might not ask that. But I recently had a vision, or a dream, you could say, of my sister telling me I didn't try hard enough to find her. And if not, giving something important to a hag to find out where she is, well, that's probably the most effort someone could put in to something.
I say. What are we all willing to give up?
I'm willing to give up my identity as Strider, my adventurer's life, my whatever.
And reclaim Quentin?
Yeah, whatever I've been till now. I know that it might not hold. It holds dear to me, but it's a love-hate relationship in a way. But still, it's an important thing. You don't have to know now if you're still thinking about it.
Well, then let's all think about what we might give for answers and cures.
Well, I've thought about many things. I was thinking of offering my real name, Elamina Feathertail, and then some memories.
Giving
Memories are a scary one, that one.
Also giving your real name. You don't know what that means. If I can give some advice, names hold importance, especially the ones you're born with. It could mean you lose your entire being. Things like that. It can be dangerous.
Think it through, but ultimately the choice is yours.
We could give up a party member.
A rat.
Yeah.
Oi!
I don't know if she wants
What are you willing to give up, Rat?
the rat.
You.
Whoa, okay.
What are you willing to give up? You are a part of this party.
You're gonna
now.
help us out at this point. You got any memories you're fond of?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, you're gonna give up wine.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's giving
It's
up
not
wine.
working, is it?
No.
Fuck. I'll give up wine.
All right.
Inside check.
Give me an insight check.
I don't believe this man. Alcoholics don't give up that easily.
This one does.
A natural 20.
A natural 20. He half believes it himself, but if he gets a few more sips, he'll probably be a little more clingy.
Okay. That's worth it.
Right. I don't know.
Don't think about it. It's a tough decision. You know what? Let's think on the positive. She just might be really willing to help get rid of the hag.
In a giving mood.
Yeah. She might not like the hag
True,
the
true.
same amount as us, so we could...
What will we give? Give death to the hag.
Exactly. And she could then have the coven to herself.
I don't think she wants that, but... Or at least, I can't imagine.
She might have left because of the hag.
Maybe.
Well, let's talk and walk. So it's an easy walk, we don't need to think. The next two are big rooms.
Alright. Continue on for a little time, another couple of hours in your more easy morning journey. The heat around you is immense until you get to the end of those guaranteed tunnels. To your left, you feel an immense heat, and to your right, a frigid cold.
I think we should go left.
We used our guarantees. And
We
we've
go
still
to
got
the
pity
hot.
points. We go to the cold.
We go
Okay.
to the...
I use my pity.
Alright.
Your pity.
You head down that cold tunnel.
Refreshing. Too refreshing.
You guys remember those fresh up cans and they had like the little symbol that would change color if it was cold? So you know it's fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what?
Yeah, fresh up used to have this thing and it would like change color if it was cold, so you know it's like fresh.
That's fun.
Yeah. They don't stop doing it, but it was really cool.
Nah, that's so cool.
I just remember the ads.
Start walking down this tunnel. You get about half an hour or so down. The walls of the cavern stop radiating heat at about that half-hour point, and another 10 minutes journey in. There's a thin layer of ice on the walls. You go from 40 degrees to negative 10 in a matter of a half hour, and it gets cold.
Warm clothes now.
Cloak.
Yeah, for anyone that was helping fasten your equipment,
Oh, yeah.
can I get a dex check? And you can add your proficiency for the tools.
Sick.
You think I've got like skills because of
Do you have leather workers or tailors?
no, but I got thieves tools that I'm not proficient in anymore. But I do have a really good lockpicking skills.
I don't think that'll help.
Do I get advantage because Strider's help?
If you would prefer to him just to give you advantage.
What's your dex like?
I get a +3.
No, you do get okay. Take it.
Yeah, because I rolled a net 1.
No, you take it 100%.
My God.
My roll wasn't helping. Wow.
Call me a seamstress. Natural 20.
Nat 20. All right.
Man, you're like a seamstress.
Beautiful. Looks like they've come straight out of the silken stitch.
Ooh.
Nice.
Where'd you get these skills
If
from?
the Legion doesn't work out.
Second job.
I didn't tell you guys this, but I used to be a costume maker.
Yeah, why all your cuts on your clothes are all well fixed.
Mm.
Yeah.
I made this.
I'll put on warm clothes.
All right.
Yeah.
Put that on. Continuing in a little further, eventually you can see these ice spikes hanging from the ceiling that come down maybe 5 or 10 feet. Every so often as you're walking and like exhaling, this like, chill comes out. A little bit of your body heat as you're walking past. You see one of those spikes just skates across the ground. Even the ground beneath you is starting to be a little frozen, and these shards of ice just go on for meters and meters. So you're all walking through here. Can I get dexterity saving throws from everyone as you start trying to move your way across the ice?
Gosh, yep.
It's that type of session, I think. Nat 20.
Nice.
I was thinking.
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go, but it's gonna go. 12.
Wow, alrighty.
9.
Okay. 9, 12, net 20. Okay. So you're all going for a while, kind of finding bits that are slightly less covered in ice. There's a moment where, Lily, you kind of feel your foot slip, go to grab the wall for a bit of stability, and just grab this sheet of ice and like stumble forward, but Strider just manages to reach out. With a nat 20.
Careful.
Alright, careful footing, everyone.
So you come into an open chamber in here. Almost a like a donut-shaped chamber where the central column is just this big pillar of ice where it looks like one of those geysers has frozen mid-burst.
Oh, that's it.
You just look up at this gorgeous pillar of ice, this sparkle of light, this entire room kind of coated in ice here.
Where's the light coming from?
Give me a perception check.
Through the guy you. Did you hold in the ship?
Aw, it would have been good. 9.
9. You're looking around for a light source as the other two of you walk in and can quite easily make out where it's coming from. As Yorna's kind of looking around the room, trying to figure out, you walk up to this geyser and it does look like the top of this, somewhere hundreds of feet up, protrudes out the top of the mountain, and the light is just refracting down the intricate work of the ice and into the chamber.
So pretty.
Was there just one exit?
There just seems to be the single exit on the other
Okay.
side.
I like to slide down as if I was ice skating.
Yeah. You
Aw.
begin to slide across, all of you making your way through this chamber. And just as you're getting to that like exit point, you hear this
Yeah.
behind you.
How far behind?
What is it?
It's hard to tell exactly. Give me a perception check.
I also want to turn my attention to it.
Oh, not bad. 24.
24. Just beats its stealth check. As something has just scurried across the ceiling and is now almost directly above you, between you and the exit. You can see a huge, almost serpentine lizard-like creature. The back of it is this, like, black ice black. The underside, a frosted white, as 6 legs are clung to the ceiling. This bestial maw looking down at you with piercing white eyes, as this thing has just frost coming out of the corners of its mouth. And as it detaches from the ceiling, you notice it just in time. It does not get a surprise round on you, but lands in front. And I think that's where we'll end the session.
We're facing ice pickle.
We're about to make it.